The Nintendo Gamecube is the successor to the Nintendo 64 and Nintendo's first official system to offer games on disc. The Gamecube comes in a variety of colors, but one of the most unique variants is the Japanese exclusive Q by Panasonic. This is a collectibility forecast for the Panasonic Q. Should you buy one now or wait? I'll go over the system, show you some features and the repairability, and forecast if the price will go up or down or stay the same. One thing about the GameCube is that it lacked the ability to play DVDs. Sony's PlayStation 2 had released in 2000 and was the cheapest DVD player at the time. Microsoft's Xbox could play DVDs as well, but you needed a controller dongle to enable the feature. Nintendo had a deal with Panasonic's parent company, Matsushita, to produce the optical drives for the Nintendo GameCube. An agreement was struck to allow Panasonic to produce a DVD system with the capability of playing GameCube games, and thus the Panasonic Q was born. The biggest difference between the original GameCube and the Panasonic Q is the build quality. The faceplate is reflective, the body is stainless steel, there's an LCD to show the menu, and the controller ports light up. It's incredibly heavy compared to the original GameCube as well. The Panasonic Q accepts all controllers that work with the original GameCube. In fact, the Panasonic Q comes with its own official controller. It's gray and has the words Panasonic on it. One thing that the Panasonic Q isn't compatible with is the Game Boy adapter, and that's because of the feet on the bottom. But don't fret, there is a proprietary Game Boy Advance player which costs almost twice as much as the system itself. Also, it comes with a remote control, which unfortunately I don't have. The remote is for changing modes and playing DVDs, reverse, pause, fast forward, and all other type of DVD player functions. Finding the remote is about $100, but I'm still attempting to find one of those for less. It's not that necessary since all the buttons are on the console itself. The face buttons are your typical open, close, power on, power off, and game reset. It also has buttons for sound modes like surround sound and bass plus. The back of the console is a combination of a DVD player and a GameCube. The Q takes traditional RCA cables and S-Video instead of GameCube composite cables. There is also a port for the incredibly expensive component cables. There's also a port for a subwoofer and optical audio, but those only work for the DVD sound. The standard power cord works as well. Now let's move on to the games. The Panasonic Q plays all Japanese GameCube games, and it's not region free. You can play US games with a region loader disc, and DVDs must be region 2. The US DVDs are region 1, and I'm not sure if you can change the region or not. There are mods available to switch the region on the fly, but that's a physical modification. Now moving on to repairability. The most common issue with the Panasonic Q is the rails. Instead of placing the disc in a door, there's a tray that slides out. The tray is held up by rails that are made out of plastic. Over time, these rails become brittle and break. You would think that with the build quality of the Q and the overall cost of it, there would be some quality parts in there, but nope, it's just plastic. I bought this 3 years ago knowing full well that the rails were broken, and at the time all I could do was hope to 3D scan the working one and print it or cast a traditional mold of it. Luckily, Rose Colored Gaming offered their 3D printed one on their site. It cost me about $60 for the pair, but the build quality is significantly better. But this thing is a royal pain in the ass to dismantle. It took my friend 2 hours to take it all apart. There are hidden ribbons and cables that need to be removed before the next layer can come out, but once you get to the rails, it's pretty simple to install. Now I'd like to show you the DVD tray opening, but I have another issue. The DVD tray has a rubber band that has become so brittle and it's broken. So now I need to have it taken apart all over again to put this $3 rubber band back in to have a functioning Panasonic Q. Right now, the Panasonic Q with controller and remote goes for about $600 shipped from Japan. You can buy the console only with broken rails for about $275, but be aware that it's not an easy fix. The price remained pretty steady for the past year, so you can either wait or buy one right now. This has been the case for the Panasonic Q for a while. The system didn't sell very well in Japan, and finding one in working order and with all the special features is becoming harder and harder. You can attempt Yahoo auctions in Japan for a better price, but you will need a third party to facilitate the purchase and shipping to you if you live outside of Japan. So, should you buy a Panasonic Q? Well, Do you want to play Japanese GameCube games in the coolest possible way? Do you want people to check out your collection and ask, what is that? Well, then yes, the coolness factor of the Panasonic Q is worth the money, but there are cheaper options to play Japanese GameCube games, and DVD players are a dime a dozen these days. This is simply a nice collector's piece, and it's not really worth the hassle of repairing if it breaks. And that's the collectability forecast for the Panasonic Q. Do you have a Panasonic Q? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, hit that like button, and if you're new here, consider subscribing for future retro and modern gaming content. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Super Nicktendo, and I'll see you next time.